ho folks, it's me again. How have you all been? Just a quick catch up. So as you all know, I did the Dropkick Nate and the Zombie Dust. I may have mentioned this in my last video, so apologies if I did. And I was originally intending to send some of them out as beer mail. I kind of left them a month, figuring as with normal beers, it would take at least a month to condition up. Both fantastic beers. I have to say I have a slight preference for the Zombie Dust. That's nothing against the Dropkick Nate. However, after leaving for a month, I noticed compared to when I first bottled them that the flavour and aroma was already starting to massively drop in them. Not massively, but to the point where I wasn't comfortable sending them out, because I knew by the time they'd get to people, you know. So if you're brewing beers, I highly suggest you try brewing both those beers. They're both fantastic, but by God, they need to be fresh. If you're sending them out in beer mail, send them out within 24 to 48 hours after bottling them or kegging them. That's my advice. In my case, it didn't help that I had them stored in the outside shed, but it's the only place I have to store bottles, so that may not have helped with the flavour or aroma. As I said, fantastic beers, but they need to be fresh to get the best out of them. So if you're sending them out for beer mail, send them out ASAP, because even a month, I've noticed, has made a massive drop in the flavour and aroma, but they're still really good. There's over half of each batch gone already, so that should tell you. I will be brewing them again, and hopefully I can get the timing right the next time and get a few of them sent out. And we'll see, just not at the moment. I was going to do a beer review now, but there it is. Quick beer review. This is from my local Aldi, and it's Porker, I can never get this camera right. Porker Tree Red Earl, 500ml Ruby Ale, 5.5% ABV, as I said, 500ml bottle. Ingredients: malted barley, gluten in brackets, hops and yeast. Proudly crafted and bottled by Porker Tree Brewing Company, 357B Drumnachilly Road, Carrickmore, County Tyrone. Aye, surely. Fantastic. Now, as I said, this is from local Aldi. I've noticed of late between Lidl and Aldi that we'll even say go back to the start of this year. Lidl have the same beers week in, week out. Nothing is changing. They're not bringing in fresh stuff. They're not bringing in new stuff. It's just Some of the beers are okay, but the Lidl at least seem to be gone towards the middle to lower end of the scale, if you know what I mean. Aldi, on the other hand, have a far wider range, and they are actually far better. Lidl have very few Irish craft or crafty beers. Aldi are far better, have a far wider range, a lot of stuff from Northern Ireland. Some not so much. Lidl are edging more towards UK beers. Aldi have some from the UK, but are edging more towards Irish craft beers, or pseudo-Irish craft beers. And they've some quite nice ones there. And as I said, this is one of the Irish craft beers. It's from County Tyrone, and it's Porker Tree Red Earl, Ruby Red Ale. Now, I got a bottle of this a while back. This is just out of the fridge, by the way. I got a bottle of this probably a couple of months back, and I was sick as a dog after it. it doesn't say anything on the. It didn't doesn't say anything on the bottle about it being bottle conditioned. So of course, naturally, not knowing anything about it, I assumed it wasn't bottle conditioned, and I poured it away and filled up the glass. And oh my god, the goop that came out of it into the glass was like you took trub straight out of the bottom of the fermenter and poured it in on top of your beer. And I said, maybe it's bottle conditioned. That sure shouldn't be too bad. So, but it was literally like sludge. I took a sniff and was, should I or shouldn't I? And I tried a couple of mouthfuls and straight down the sink. And then about an hour later, I was over the sink. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, that was just a bad bottle. Because some of these stores aren't the best for keeping in the best conditions, and it is the summer. So I'll crack this one open anyway. I'm doing enough gassing. Okay, that's the same smell I was getting off the last one. I'm getting notes of chocolate, but the first aroma that hit me was like I don't know if any of you have ever smelled stale Guinness, but it almost sort of strong, winey, vinegary aroma. Yeah, this isn't looking good. So we'll go in for the pour. Wish me luck. Ah, you bastard. Okay, I might have to leave this one calm down a bit. This happened the last time as well. Really overcarbonated. And I'm getting that winey, vinegary smell now off it as I'm pouring. Takes years of practice. One second, guys. Note to self, if you're looking in the bottom of the bottle to see if it's bottle conditioned, make sure the damn thing's empty first. Yeah, quite compacted sediment in the bottom of the bottle. I don't know what the hell happened the last time, but mother God, look at the head on that for a red ale, and I poured it really gently. But from back here, from maybe a foot away, I'm still getting that weird do you know if you have a really strong ale, like not even a barley wine, but say a 7 or 8% ale, like I've 8.5% strong ale inside there. There's probably three around the shed. That's probably 3 years old. Fantastic, aging really well. But it gets to that stage where you have an almost strong winey port type aroma of it, which is what you want in something like that. But I'm also getting a touch of it off of this. And I'm also getting a slight whiff of what I can best describe as vinegar. Definitely getting, even through that big head, getting notes of chocolate as well. But there you go. It's definitely ruby red. It's perfectly described. It's a good bit of chill haze, a slight bit murky. There might have been some yeast got into it, but man, is it ever over carbonated. I mean, it's just streaming up through that glass. Yeah, so like I said, I've already described the aromas I'm getting off it. There is chocolate in there as well, which is a pity that those winey vinegary aromas are kind of overriding it. Not quite as bad as the last time, I have to say. And I definitely don't have any of the sludge that I had the last time. So we'll go in for a taste. Sláinte. What the fuck is that? Excuse my French, but I am wearing Jesus, wet. It's not like any red ale I ever tried. Yes, what? I can't even describe that. Oh, there's a sour back note on that. If I was drinking a sherry or a port, and I would be expecting it. I mean, there's so many notes coming off of this that are reminiscent of like a strong port wine or a sherry. There's the almost vinegary aroma, there's the strong winey port aroma, and then there's that kind of a sharp bitterness, you know, that you get if you're drinking a port or a sherry. I'm getting all of that off of this, which can't be right for a red ale, especially a 5.5% red ale. No, guys, I couldn't recommend that Tyler. That's going to be going down the sink, which is a waste of one. Well, it's not really a waste of €2. It was worth another shot. I could not recommend that. No. I don't know what the hell they did with that. Actually, carbonation isn't as bad as what I thought it was. But basically, there's a touch of, for want of a better word, paint stripper in it. My whole palate now is dried out and completely stripped, which shouldn't be happening with something like this. Oh Christ! Jesus, no. That's it, guys. Poker 3 red ale from Aldi, about €2. I wouldn't recommend anybody buy it, but what I would say is buy it if you can. Try it yourselves. Throw up an old video. Let me know if it's just I'm having bad luck, but that's 2 bottles. That's kind of like Sharp's Doom Bar. I've never gotten a good bottle of that here yet, but I hear it's fantastic on tap. Poker 3 Red Earl Ruby Red Ale. I wouldn't even score that, guys. It's that bad. Cheers. It's long forward.